Welcome to the Daily Review. This is Razak, Senior Trading Strategist here at CMTrading. And today is July 4th, 2023, and today is Tuesday morning. So looking at the highlights of the day, we're watching Tesla gapping up. But first, no major economic events scheduled for today. Today, the U.S. markets will be closed in observance of Independence Day. That means the U.S. stocks and the indices will be closed. However, some of the future contracts will still be trading some of the commodities. But tomorrow we should get back to normal. So expect lighter volume when it comes to trading the markets just in general. Now looking at the Forex symbols, that's exactly what we got. The major pairs on very light volume. When we look at the indices yesterday, the Dow Jones and the NASDAQ really unchanged. Look at commodities, gold just gaining just a little bit off of its 1900 lows, while oil remains unchanged. Looking at the stocks, obviously Tesla making that gap up, but besides that, everything else is really flat. Now, lastly, looking at Bitcoin, strengthening and may push higher. So let's take a look at the markets and see what we can expect from today's trading. So let's start with the EURUSD just to make a point. I'm not going to cover any of the other Forex symbols because, like I said, everything else on lighter volume, and that means less volatility, which means less opportunities. And right now we're in a 10 pip range, a 12 pip range on the EURUSD, and it just costs you 2 pips just to get into the trade and out of the trade. To make 6 pips, it's almost not really advisable at this stage because it's just going to churn you out. So I just want to give you perspective. And in these type of scenarios, if you must trade, if you must look for something, you got to look for the biggest opportunity, and that's the U.S. market. So altogether, just keep it into expectations being very low if you don't see something. But right now we're at the top of the range of this 1913-ish level. We were trading at 108.89-ish level, which is basically a 14 pip range. So not much doing here. We're on the top of the range, and we're going to just leave it at that. Jumping into commodities, gold jumping off of its low 1926, which is decent because it was trading at 1900, so that's a pretty decent bounce for gold. And I want to watch this because this has been very weak, and it may still break down on the downside. So this may be a breakout, fake out. When I say breakout, just because it's overshadowing the 8-day moving average on the upside. So it may still break down. So I want to just hold it on to it to see how it's going to progress. Now looking at crude oil, again, not doing much, 70.23. Now, jumping into the U.S. markets, okay? Again, not doing much yesterday. We're trading at 34,634 on the Dow Jones. It's trading really in a very tight range, and so was the NASDAQ as well. Didn't do much. Now, jumping into Tesla, this is where it gets interesting. Look at this big gap up, and didn't just gap out, but made new highs at 278 where it's went to, and this is really important. So I want to keep an eye on this because if this is going to hold the line at 278, that means it's support, and we may see it even rally higher. Now looking at the other majors, not doing much. Apple just traded a little bit down yesterday. Looking at we haven't really watched it, but Facebook really not doing much. Again, just really in a very tight range, so I'm not going to cover it. And again, today's going to be a very light trading day. However, looking at Bitcoin, this is where it becomes interesting. It's pushing on the upper range, which means it's strengthening, which means possibly it could break out higher. So keep an eye on this. If it does break that 31,200-ish level, that could clear us off and take us even higher to 35,000. So keep that in mind. This is Razak. I want to wish you guys a great trading day. Thank you.